everyone, this is Efren. If you see my sign right here where I put my books, Past Point One Comics, thanks for watching my YouTube video. This is going to be a quick video, but before I go any further, comic books have been a long time passion in my life. I started like when I was 10 years old. I'm not going to tell you how old I am now, but it's been decades that I've been collecting comic books. Most of the time when I first started, it was all Marvel related, but I go all over the place now. I buy DC and a bunch of indie books like Image, Boom Studios, Aftershock, you name it. If it grabs my attention, I'm gonna buy it. But this video today is basically, I have 5 books that I'm gonna show you, and these are my books that I bought. I'm the original owner. There's gonna be a signing at CGC with Walter and Louise Simonson. These books are due by the end of June. I'm gonna submit 5 books. I cleaned and pressed these books myself, so I think these grades are gonna be a 9.4 and above. There are some minor spine ticks on these books. I mean, that happens with age sometimes, unfortunately. But I cleaned them. I took my time cleaning them. I made sure, to wear gloves so I wouldn't get any fingerprints on the books. I think I did a pretty good job. And then after I finished cleaning them, I pressed them for approximately 10 to 15 minutes each at about 150 to 160 degrees. So one of them I had to press twice because when I did it the first time, you put cardstock on the first cover and underneath the first cover, but it moved and there was a slight line on the spine. So I decided to press it again, and just when I put it in my presser to make sure everything was aligned properly, and I think it turned out pretty good. So like I said, hopefully, a 9.4 and above for all these 5 books. This submission has to be in by CGC, I haven't said it already, by about the last week of June, like June 30th. And then they're going to sign them. And then after that, it's going to take about 6 weeks for them to come back to me. So hopefully, knock on wood, they'll be back by the middle of August. So I'm going to have to wait about 2.5 months before I show you the results of this video. But, I am going to show them to you. And like I said, we'll see what happens. So the first 2 are the same book. It's Fantastic Four number 353. This was done by Walter Simonson. The reason I chose these 2 books because there's the first introduction of this character called Mobius M. Mobius, and he works for the Time Variance Authority, and he will be played by Owen Wilson in the new Loki miniseries that's on Disney+. So that's why I basically picked this book. So let me show them to you. So like I said, this is the first appearance of this character, and he's going to be one of the main characters, I'm assuming, in the Loki series. So that's why I chose these 2, and I have 2 of them. So my next book is going to be Thor 337 and 338. Why I chose these 2 books is because this is the very first appearance of Beta Ray Bill. So this is the second appearance. And they show Beta Ray Bill and Thor fighting over Thor's hammer to see who's the most worthy. But in issue 337, believe that's the issue where they fought, and he basically beat Thor, and then he picked up Thor's hammer. And only those who are worthy can pick up the hammer. So everybody was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" So this is the second appearance of of Beta Ray Bill. And this is the first appearance. This is a classic cover. There's been lots of homages to this cover, but I did buy this original one when I was a kid or younger, and I kept it in pretty good condition. Like I said, I cleaned and pressed all of these. I was very careful when I was doing that to, that I wouldn't tear a page or when I'm cleaning it, because I used like cotton swab and then a cotton ball, then an eraser, but I was very delicate with it. Like I said, I just took my time cleaning these books. Now, the last one I'm going to show you is Uncanny X-Men number 171. This is when Rogue first joined the X-Men, and that's why I chose this one. And if you see there's a blue tape around here, I want, for those who have never submitted a comic book to be signed by an artist, a lot of times people put like blue tape on the cover and this tells the artist where they want the book signed. So after I'm done showing these, I'm going to tape the rest of these also. You tape them, and then you take the book out, and then you cut a hole, basically where the square is. You obviously don't cut the hole with the book in there. Then you replace the book, and then they're going to be off to CGC, and we'll see what I get. So this is the last book. Normally, whenever I would get my books signed by artists, 99.9% of the time is when I would go to a comic book convention, and the artist is at this convention, and you basically, this whole process right here, but you take it to them and they sign it for you. When it comes to CGC, they need somebody to go with you that works for CGC to authenticate the signature. If they're not there, and if you get the signature and you turn it in to CGC, they're going to say, we don't know who signed this. Even though the artist signed it, they need proof. So it's a process that you have to go to CGC booth and tell them you have some books to be signed by this artist. And then they put you in a queue, basically. And then they call you or they ping you on your phone saying, hey, come back. So then they have somebody ready to take you to get the signature from the artist. Without that process, it won't be a yellow label. It'll be, I think, a green label. That means it was signed by this person, but it was not authenticated by CGC. So these are the 5 books that I'm going to be sending in to CGC. Like I said, I cleaned and pressed them myself. In about 2.5 months, I'm going to show you the results. Like I said, this is a quick video. I just want to give you an update of what I'm going to do, going through the process. And hopefully in 2.5 months, I'll have a happy face on. That means I got all 9.8s. So once again, this is Efren, Pass Point One Comics. Everybody be safe and take care. Until next time.